Listen, we are back. Make sure you like this video as you are coming in. Make sure you like it. Thank you. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Brand New. And, honey, I am back in the building. Listen, this time, honey, I am back to talk about the Nene leaks and Cheyenne Bryant conversation. We're also going to talk about Melody and Martell and how it relates to them. I think that they are the best example because you guys have seen on Love and Marriage Huntsville, Martell doing all that arguing with Melody. Now, isn't it funny that he is the one that lied and cheated on her, deceived her, put her health at risk? But if you can imagine, like, all the arguments that they had down to the Vegas, down to the reunions, child, okay, at their house, like, a lot of arguments, and you have Martell arguing down with this woman, like, challenging her on everything. And it's so funny that some of these men will get revenge on you for some shit they did to you. That is just was so crazy. I know I done been through that, so y'all know what I'm talking about. So we go get into it. I'm not going to play the audio. I'm simply going to read what Cheyenne said. Because, honey, it has the people, honey, in a tizzy. I'm going to talk about the people that's reacting so strongly to this and why they are really in their feelings. We're going to have a real conversation. Okay, so without further ado, let's get off into it. So, first off, I do want to say this. I felt like this was a beautiful conversation, and I feel like I really like Cheyenne's vibe, her frequency. I understood so clearly what she was talking about. Okay. So, but you're right, because a man, I always say this, a man who has parental issues either didn't have daddy in the home or has mommy. So that's what Cheyenne Bryant says. She goes on to say he grows up to not have the ability to process his emotions as men do. Let me break that down. If you are a single mother and you have sons, right? Yes, you are raising them, you are clothing them, you are providing food. But at the end of the damn day, you are not a man. You're not a man. Okay, so if your sons don't see a man, either in the household or he don't have a basketball coach he could look up to, positive uncles, if he does not have somebody in close proximity to him that he can see himself in, yes, he is a part of you. Okay, mom, he is a part of you, but he needs somebody in his life to show him how a man provides, how a man reacts to certain situations. If all he sees you doing is hooping and hollering and arguing, he is going to do whatever he sees you do because you are the closest in proximity to him. I don't understand what is so hard to understand about that. And I think what's so hard to understand, you guys, is the people that's listening to this have a lack of humility and they have ego. And it really hit some of them that they were called a single mother. You are a single mother. And even with you being a single mother, okay, your sons cannot see themselves in you. You're a woman. So yes, you can do your best in rearing them. You can teach them the best way to be a man. But at the end of the day, it will be on them You know, it will be on them how they turn out. Okay? How they choose to show up in this life, how they choose to take responsibility and accountability for their actions. So it really don't matter who was there, who wasn't there, you know, on a deeper level, because at the end of it, it'll be up to them. And they will have to go with the wolf on one shoulder that is all about wisdom, that's all about personal values, goals, structure, okay? Because even though I didn't have this in the home, this is what I want to be, okay? So it will come a day where a man will have to make that determination. But you being a single mother, you doing everything, it's not going to be enough. It's just not, because you are not a representation of that man. You're not. I look at my life and I remember my mother, she raised 2 sons. And they just did not have it together the way that I did at certain stages. No, I'm not perfect. Okay, I done made my share of mistakes, and I'm still a work in progress. I am. I can be humble and admit that. But because I had my mother around, I was stronger in certain areas than they were, because their dads were gone. Me and my one brother, we share the same father. So, yeah, he wasn't there for me, and my brother really needed him. And because he was not there, my brother went to the streets looking for the love that he needed from my father. My mother could only do so much. She could only beat so much ass. Okay, my mother would work 2 and 3 jobs and she would have to discipline my brothers. There was no man there to do it. And my one brother, he has a different father than me and my second brother. He's the oldest. My mother was a teen mom. She had him at 17. They grew up together. His father paid child support. I think his father worked for some automotive company or whatever. And he was in his life. And that brother, his father was more around my brother, I will say, than my second brother's father, which is my father. And in certain ways, and I'm talking about my brother, the Libra, which is my favorite brother. Shout out to Johnny Robinson, honey. That's my brother, honey. And I look at my brothers, they're so fucking different. They are so different. My brother, my second brother, he was a lot, very emotional. He was hurting. He went through a lot that my mother just, she just could not give him everything she needed, but she's not supposed to. I really do feel like children need both their parents, but we know that sometimes both parents can't be there because one probably is just really messed up, and you don't need to be around a parent that don't have a shit together, that's not going in the right direction. Okay? So yeah, a lot of these people are triggered by, they are single mothers and they're raising sons, and they feel a way about it. And that's fine. But we need a little bit more humility in your tone. Saying, I don't know. I notice the people that are getting triggered are know-it-alls. They know every fucking thing. Okay? That's the problem right there. That's where it starts and stops. Know every fucking thing. Not open to other opinions on this topic. Okay? These people get triggered and they stay right there. So, and even Tupac said it. I've been looking for the damn clip all morning. He said it, I believe, in Resurrection. He said that had he had his father in his life, he would have been more disciplined. He could have showed up for himself a lot better. His mother could only do so much. His mother couldn't reassure him the way a man could. You need a man to teach you how to be a man. You do. But unfortunately, a lot of our men did not have their fathers in the household. Okay? So, Dr. Cheyenne Bryant says he grows up to not have the ability to process his emotions as men do. Real men don't copy a woman's email. They don't lock that person out of their Facebook page for a whole year and a half. Okay? There are real men and then there are males that act like bitches. I said it. And I know some of y'all, you don't like it, but I'm going to call it the way I motherfucking see it. I will talk to you like fucking old dog off of Menace to Society. You acting like a little bitch right now, nigga. Okay? You acting real paranoid and shit. What old dog tell Kane, honey? Listen, don't look. I know all the words to Menace to Society. I know everybody part, honey. Okay? Okay, so let me find. Okay. So the man needs to learn how to process his emotions as a man. When he comes up with a single mom in the home, all he's learned is how to process his emotions as a woman. Then he gets with a woman, and you have two emotional women in a relationship. I remember in one of my relationships, I saw this man that I was with arguing with his ex. And I remember I had to check him. And he kept saying, yeah, she just ain't got no respect. And yeah, you know, she just don't ever listen. And what about my feelings? And she just this. And so, you know, just all up in his feelings. And I know some of y'all go say, oh, well, you act like men ain't supposed to cry. No, or they ain't supposed to have any feelings about nothing. No, it's not about what you say as a man. It's about what you do. Let me repeat that. It's not about what you say. It's about what you do. And I had to check him. I could have been on some, well, he my man, and I'm on his side. And you know what I'm saying? And I'm going to just take his side because he my man. No, if I see some shit that's wrong, I'm going to check you. I told him, stop arguing with that woman. I said, let her be the woman. What you mean? I don't have the right to have feelings about nothing. I said, look at how you are fucking acting. You up here screaming and arguing with her. Y'all go around this motherfucker. I want to be treated like a man. I told y'all this fucking conversation about male, female, it's turning into narcissism, codependency. That it's all of that is bunched up in there. A woman is not going to listen to a man that is acting overly emotional with her. I done been at a job and I had two bosses. Which man do you think I really listened to? It was the one that treated me with respect, didn't yell. I had one damn near, he didn't damn near spit it on me because he wanted to scream, yell, yeah, but who the fuck are you screaming at? I checked his ass. Y'all know Miss Robinson. Yes, honey, we check bosses too. Who are you talking to? Yeah, but I was just in the moment. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You will watch how you speak to me. And I don't need to be rich for you to respect me. Okay? You will talk to me like you got some sense. And I saw something in his eyes like, damn, you go challenge me about my behavior and I'm your boss? Hell the fuck yes. Because when you right, you right. And when you wrong. And you was dead ass wrong. I knew what he was doing was wrong because of how it felt. The punishment didn't match the crime. He's yelling and acting all fucking belligerent because me and somebody else was talking, and we were talking because I asked the person a question and they were explaining the company's policy like really quickly because the person had been there longer than me. I was just trying to get clarity about what he was talking about, but he was so focused on me and, honey, this beauty. Okay, you know you pretty, honey, when the niggas can't stop looking at you. Okay. But for real, I used to have to tell him, like, could you look at other people? Why you keep worrying about what Miss Robinson? Well, I gotta make sure you get it. Oh, we got it, nigga, and we go check you when you get out of line. I had another male boss. I would talk to him. He would listen. He wouldn't just dismiss what I had to say. He wouldn't just yell, and that man never raised his tone with me at all. And yes, I consider myself to be a strong woman. But if you talk to me like you got some sense, I'm all ears. I'm a very reasonable, rational human being. But all that screaming and yelling and acting overly emotional about shit that's really not that important, or there's another way to get your point across, y'all gotta quit with that. Okay? I'm gonna give y'all another example. I used to work with this guy. I had just got out of a relationship with somebody that I feel was quite feminine. Okay? And when I say this person was quite feminine, you have an argument with them, you gotta go up to them to make up, to move to the other side, okay, to get to the other side of the problem because they want to be upset for 2, 3, 4 weeks. See, that's not masculine. You should be able to have a conversation and move forward. You should be able to be humble enough to say, I was wrong. I was tripping. I shouldn't have said that. I apologize, baby. That's a man. A man can always take responsibility and accountability for his actions. But no, some of you all are a bit feminine. You have so much shame inside you. You can't be accountable for anything because everything breaks you down. Everything makes you feel worthless. But it's your behavior that you refuse to own. You just know how to project and point your motherfucking finger. Okay? That's all you know how to do. And a lot of times, some of you all, you get cheated on. I'm going to tell you the number one reason why you get cheated on with a more masculine man. Because that man ain't arguing with that woman. Pointing his damn finger, screaming and yelling, spit flying. That man ain't putting his hands on her. That man ain't so emotionally triggered. That's what Dr. Cheyenne Bryant is talking about. Some of y'all are triggered. You explode. And who do we see? Men can do it too, but you are unregulated when you're doing it. And she's saying you're acting like a woman because when you saw Two Can Play That Game, Tamala Jones, her character, what you see her do? Going off and doing, how do women do? And guess what? The man she was with equally as feminine as her because he going off. See, a man will be like, babe, I'm going to need you to calm down. And if you don't calm down, I'm leaving. A man, okay, is solution-based. He's going to walk away. He ain't standing there arguing with you. He's solution-based. When you got two people yelling and cussing and screaming at each other, you're all not trying to reach a solution. You're trying to be right. It's all about ego. The ego is always trying to be right. Okay? A man cares about resolving conflict. A male, a feminine male, okay? He don't want to resolve conflict. He wants everything to stay in limbo, to stay in confusion. And God is not the author of confusion. And he doesn't want any resolve in conflict. I'm sure some of you women have been with men where you tried to talk to them about something and you were unable to get anywhere with them because they just wanted to argue. They just wanted to be right. They just wanted you to go along with what they said, which is a lot of them out here, just because they got a dick and balls and they draws. I'm the man, though. A man's supposed to be naturally controlling. No, that's your insecurity. And so many of you all don't care about connection. You care about control. That's why they're cheating. Martell, he was over there cheating on Melody, trying to control their dynamic. He felt intimidated by her bettering herself, getting to the bag, having kids. He thought, damn, I'll keep putting these babies in her and the bitch will be stagnant. Melody said, what else you got, nigga? I'm on to the next thing. I'm on to the next business. I'm bossing up. What else you got? Okay? He put a baby up in Ariane to keep her stagnant. She ain't bossing up like Melody because she's nothing like her. Melody had to get the hell away from Martell because they are not on the same frequency. These men, okay? These men are on the same frequency as a woman that's down to the first floor, like a Ariane. She's on Martell's radar. She's on his frequency. That's why she was able to stay in his life for so long. But to the outside eye, Carlos King, was she the whole restaurant? You ain't, honey, I'm going to need you to do a little bit more surgery and quit settling for the for the drive-through of it all. I need you to, look, cook a home-cooked meal from scratch, if you will. Okay? So, to the outside eye, he has to love her. She been in his life for over 10 plus years. What did I tell y'all? Motherfucker could be using you for that long and sit up and play in your face. And, you know, I know a nigga that's doing it right now as we speak. Okay? A man that has talked really badly about his woman behind her back, but will sit up in her face. Oh, I always loved you. Oh, you was always the one. Lies. You told me you can get the bitch to do whatever you want her to do. You know you got her. And I told y'all, they settle for some of these women that love them more than they love them. The relationship is not equal. It's one person. That's that narcissist and codependent relationship, where there's one person that's willing to be the sacrificial lamb. Ain't that right, Latifah? Willing to be the sacrificial lamb, okay, in the relationship. A true relationship is a partnership amongst equals for the purpose of spiritual growth. Not I'm up here, you down here. And you can tell who's up here and who's down here by the treatment, okay, that the so-called superior is dishing out. Is he talking down to you? That means he looks down on you. Okay? And if he don't look down on you, he go beat you. Okay? Not just physically, mentally and emotionally down. That way you don't think much of yourself and you're just listening to what he has to say. See, he has to do all of that. Weak ass people have to do weak ass shit to get what they want. The powerless always does whatever they have to do to be powerful. You ain't gonna catch me tagging nobody's email. You ain't gonna catch me spray painting somebody's carport. You're not gonna catch me in a relationship with somebody that I love and I'm snaking them out to all their fucking enemies and telling them all their secrets. Okay, and everything that's going on in their life. That's a weak motherfucker that does that. What did Nikki say? I can't let a whack motherfucker get near me. And I agree with Nikki. I don't let whack motherfuckers get near me. You're not getting none of this. This is for motherfuckers that are my equals. And don't do the money thing. Well, if you had so much money, well, I am on your level. I'm in proximity. No, the fuck you're not. I know you're not on my level because you don't move the way I move. I'm not a weak bitch. Okay? I don't need to beg nobody to love me. I love my motherfucking self, and I'm willing to stand 10 toes down on that shit. So, yeah, it's a lot of weak-ass people out here, and they got all that mouth until, until they don't. Because they always begging for permission. Begging somebody to love them. Arguing. I had some man tell me that his ex, yeah, she begged me to stay with her. I told that same man, I won't be begging you to do shit. You can go when the fuck you need to go. Damn, it's like that. It's like that, nigga. We don't beg for shit. Do you see my motherfucking face? Pretty as I am. And if you don't know how fucking pretty I am, I see it. I don't have to beg for shit. And I'm not arguing with no ugly bitch. Because some of y'all like to triangulate. Okay? Miss Robinson don't argue with everybody. You need to be my motherfucking equal, or bitch, I don't hear what the fuck you got to say. And I ain't just talking about some looks. I'm talking about be on my level spiritually. Speak my language. So let's get back to Cheyenne. This shit is deep, and so many people missed it. So Nene says, oh, so do you think he emotionally may be like a woman? Because, his father was in his life, but not as much as me. Yes, what women don't understand is their father not being around. And I told my daughter, I said, even though I'm a good woman, even though I'm a good mother, I can't do everything for you. You're gonna have to go to therapy. I'm not perfect. I have my issues. Everybody needs therapy. Nene even admitted she ain't even been to therapy after Greg passed. That's where her ass should be, and not with the Yoni guy. And I don't like her with the Yoni guy. We're going to get to that in a little bit. But yeah, I was humble. See, a motherfucker that act like they know everything will be like, yeah, I got this shit and I'm going to do it and da-da-da-da. But no, you need help along the way, because somebody always got something that you could use to help this shit go a little bit smoother, so we can get to the cracks and the crevices. See, a lot of women, they think that, yeah, I got my son through high school, so he's a good kid and he still got some daddy issues, sis. Daddy was not there. A man was not there to show him how to be a man. Well, I don't want his father around and he ain't no good. Okay, we get it, but he still needs, is there an uncle? Is there somebody in the family, in the community, at the school, at the college, somebody that he looks up to? I remember one of my exes, he stayed in touch with his old basketball coach, and his coach was able to help him when he was feeling triggered, right? And when he could not process his emotions. This same man used to argue with me. This right here is why I don't want to live with a lot of men. And I just told my daughter this the other day. I don't like all that fucking arguing. I don't like it. There is a way to have a conversation about things and move forward. But it's too many motherfucking men that are not even real men. They are these males, and I told y'all about them in the past. Follow my playlist. These MALESs, these feminine men, they want to do all this arguing and yelling and keeping you up all night, and now you got to go put in 16 hours of work. I remember those days. That's why I told her I don't even want to live with no more men. I'll see you on the weekend, sweetie. I don't like that. My frequency, the way that I'm set up, I'm not perfect, but I don't want to argue all the fucking time. I'm not about to worship you and you're not giving me anything to worship. And I don't worship anything but God. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worshiping you. You're disrespectful. You don't know the error of your ways. The best type of men, you guys, to partner with is men that are willing to be humble, to compromise, to apologize. Those are men. Okay, so Cheyenne says, I think Nene says, how does he process his emotions? Cheyenne, I mean, does he lead with this is the message, or does he lead with more of a emotional tone? How a man facilitates a woman's emotions but doesn't feed into them, infuse the flame. I don't know. I have it transcribing you guys what they're saying. Okay, so just with that part right there, how a man facilitates in a woman's emotions. I'm gonna give you two examples. Like I just said, I was with somebody, and you know, that person was more feminine to me than masculine, and that person was a male. So if you have a disagreement or argument, you can expect to not talk to this person for 2-3 weeks, instead of them wanting to communicate and move forward. That's a male. That's a male that is feminine. Okay? And I know some of y'all will say, yeah, but a man got the right to be. No. What you see going on now is all these men want to be respected as something that they are not. They are not demonstrating manhood. That's why the women don't see them as men. That's why they reject them. Okay? That's why I told y'all some of these men, they have an issue with gay men and with transgenders, but that's what the fuck they are. That's what they are a representation of. You are a man, but you act like a woman. You process emotions like a woman. You can't have fire and fire. Fire and fire creates more fire. If I'm supposed to so-called be the submissive, the woman, I have water. Water puts the fire out. But you have men that want to be the water. They don't want to be the representation of a fire, of a leader. Okay? So, I just told you about my ex. I'm going to tell you about this other man I ended up meeting. And by the time I met him, I got the representation of what I know a man to be. I have been with, this type of man before. Me and this man, there was, so much attraction between us. I just wasn't in a place where I could act on it. Neither was he. But we ended up getting into it. And y'all know how your girl can get. I ended up going off on him because he was commenting about a situation between me and one of his friends that he didn't even know about. So I'm like, no, the situation went like this. What's wrong with you? So I'm getting angry and I'm getting frustrated, rightfully so, right? I feel misunderstood. And then it really hurt you guys that I cared about him. and he's misunderstanding me. So he didn't argue with me. You know, he had a way of being strong in his tone. And we both can get really passionate, but he didn't argue with me. He didn't cuss at me. His friend actually had cussed at me. He was not there. His friend actually, I think I told y'all the story, chased me into a bathroom. Yeah. Threatened me. This is all because I would come to work quiet to myself. I told y'all, these niggas and some of these bitches, they don't understand peace and quiet. All they understand is chaos and drama. And if you don't come in the workplace or into the community where you live behaving like that, they take it personal. They're like, what is up with this bitch? She thinks she better than everybody. She's stuck up. She thinks she all that. And plus add being light-skinned and being pretty to that. They won't even know you. I had some bitch that lived near me. She went and told the apartment complex people on me. Didn't even know me from a can of paint, just would hear me in my motherfucking house. Okay, the bitch would violate my privacy. I wouldn't even know she could hear me. But she went talking to the apartment complex people like she knew me. I'm like, I don't even fucking know this bitch. I'm not even thinking about her. But I'm grown. And everybody ain't grown. Everybody not focused on their own. Okay? I mind the business that pays me. I'm never focused on what another motherfucker got going on. I'm focused on where I'm going because I know who I am. And I know what I'm meant to do. But see, when they are not on your same frequency, they're going to take every little thing you say and do and take it personal. Okay? So that's why it's so important to watch your surroundings. Watch who you are surrounded by. Because a lot of times you're around people, they're not on your level. Just look at the shit that they do. If they constantly keeping up drama and trouble and confusion, that's who they are. Okay? So, that's how I see that. But yeah, I was just like, God damn, people be having relationships with me and I don't even know about it. I don't even know this motherfucker. I ain't even thinking about him. And I would see the bitch frowning up at me. And I'm going to tell you why the bitch would be frowning up at me. Because she wanted a relationship with me. I didn't want one with her because I'm not here for that. Honey, I'm here to raise my kid and do my thing. I don't know you people personally. You know what I'm saying? You got to get to know people personally. But if you're just meeting me, well, first off, we ain't never spoke. Okay? And you have all these judgments and critiques about me. I'm not interested in meeting you. Because those type of people, you guys, they're not interested in connecting with you. They're interested in controlling you and being a motherfucking monitoring spirit. Because if you got a problem with me, bitch, you come talk to me. But what did the bitch do? See, these people always do what they intend to do, which is misunderstand you. And let me go to the office and I will talk to other people about you. I'm not going to come to you. Okay? Because I really want to exploit the situation and expose and get attention. Yeah, these people, that's what they do. And I don't fuck with them type of people. You got one motherfucking time. We're done. Okay? You ain't got to worry about it. I deal with people that are peaceful, that are kind. I have a lady in my neighborhood right now. She always is kind to me and my daughter. She smiles at us. It's always pleasant. These other evil motherfuckers that feel entitled due to proximity, I don't want shit to do with them. And I won't have shit to do with them. I protect my energy and I protect my peace because at the end of the motherfucking day, life is all about self-preservation. So let me get back to the story. So the man that I met at the job, you know, we didn't have words, we heated, and he goes off, does something else, And so he ended up coming to where I was. And I saw in his face humility and like, damn, this is my girl. I see why she's upset. I see he's not saying any of this. His energy had totally softened to me. And I was so mad at him. You know, I liked him. You know, that was my boy, you know. And so we ended up talking. And I told him, like, what really had happened with the friend. And I saw on his face, like, he was disappointed in his friend. Like, damn, that's fucked up. He was like, damn, that's wrong. I didn't know it went that way. And I'm like, yeah, this is how it went. And he just totally softened. Because I was like, I hope you coming around to apologize, you know. And he, you know, he was smiling and stuff. Now, guess what his friend tried to do? I told y'all what the friend tried to do. Friend was trying to argue with me, trying to get the last word, trying to control me, trying to break my boundaries. Because if a person comes to work and they are quiet, that does not have shit to do with you. If you live in a neighborhood and the motherfucker in the neighborhood is quiet, that has nothing to do with you. That person is not doing anything to you. But if you want to run and tell people, well, they so stuck up and they so mean, and guess what? Guess what's going to happen? That person really ain't going to fuck with you, because now you got all these motherfucking judgments and opinions about a motherfucker you don't even know, but you want to get to know. See, these people, they lack humility. These people lack vulnerability. They won't just break down and just be on some kind shit. They have to, everything is for the taking. Okay, they have to demand respect. They gotta take respect. Okay, they gotta try to bully you into submission. And none of that shit works. You will be surprised where a smile will get you with somebody. You will be surprised when you learn how to talk to people. If it's such a big deal, like this motherfucking woman I'm telling y'all about, the bitch would never speak to me, right? And I don't care if you speak to me, because I'm all about being quiet and being to myself anyways, no matter if I'm at work, home, or whatever, right? Because I don't know people, okay? I don't. But if you want to speak to me so bad, guess what you gonna do? You gonna say, hey, how you doing? Hey, and in this situation, I guess the lady had a complaint about noise. She could have said, well, hey, you know, I noticed at a certain point in time, you know, you tend to get loud. Could you try to keep it down? I noticed it's around such and such time. And guess what I would have said? Oh, my bad. Let me work on that. That's all it took. But no, when you go and try to snake people and try to be sneaky and you violate their privacy to get your motherfucking point across, guess what's going to happen? Now the person don't trust you. Now they done shut down, and now they don't want shit to do with you. Okay? So watch how you come at people. It's all about approach. It is. It is. It depends on what wolf you get out of people. You can get the nice wolf or the mean wolf. Okay? The other lady, she got the nice part of me, because guess what? That's what she leaded with. She didn't do all this other derogatory shit. So, yeah, let me get up off of that, though. But I hope, you know, you guys understand where I'm coming from. But do you see the two approaches with the men? One wanted to yell and argue and fight and be right and do the silent treatment thing and take 2 and 3 weeks. That shit is so exhausting. And these same men, they wonder why they get cheated on, why they get left. Okay? They're not giving you time to process your emotions and be the woman in the relationship, but they want a super submissive. A super submissive is not going to submit to a male that acts like a woman. Well, you ain't gotta say that he act like a... I call it the way I fucking see it. Feminine. Okay? And that's triggering for a lot of men, because they can only, and I won't say all men, but some men that are males, males, you know, they can only process emotions through anger, yelling, arguing, being belligerent, physically putting their hands on you. Okay? Doing sneaky shit. Okay? That's what they know how to do. And when they don't want you to see what they do, they do it to where you can't see it. But bitch, I'm going to expose it every time. Because I want these people to see you're not who you say you are. And it's right here. And the truth needs no proof. How you doing? Because motherfuckers, these men that want to be treated like men, they wear masks. They're not willing to do the personal development that it takes to be a real man on some real shit. They want something real out of you, all the while being fake. So this is why a lot of women, they're so turned off by some of these men. Because the men don't act like men. Like Melody, I'm sure she was worn out after dealing with Martell. Because he's always jumping in another woman's face. When do you see Chris doing that? Okay? You don't see nobody really, and I don't even care for Maurice and Marceau, because I feel like they are assholes in their marriages, but I don't even really see them doing that, jumping in women's faces. The main one I see doing that is Martell. Jumping in women's faces, jumping in Miss Nail's face, needing to have the last word. Okay? These same men, they like to triangulate. They want you in competition with another bitch, with another woman. That way you can question and doubt yourself and try to figure out what he likes. And if you're not broken down enough, they are going to make you that way. What did Yvette tell Jody? If I'm insecure, it's because you made me this way. All you do is think about yourself, okay? That's what the cheating is about. That's what the name dropping is about. And real men, they don't do that. They're not going to triangulate. If the relationship is not working, they're going to have a conversation with you. They're not going to just ghost you and leave you confused to figure shit out. They're not going to do that. They're going to have a real conversation with you. This is not working out. I feel like we have grown apart. They will either say to you, I would like, you know, I would like to see if we can work on some things. If you could work on your temper, if you could work on your attitude, if I can work on my temper and attitude, there's going to be a level of humility and accountability right there. And not just projecting and pointing the finger at you like you the only motherfucker in a relationship that need to change. Another thing I want to say is this same man that I'm telling you about that's feminine, he told me a long time ago, you're aggressive. Anybody that knows me in real life knows that I'm not aggressive. Yeah, but on your channel you curse. Women and men, they curse. No, but if you were really feminine, listen, being feminine is not about being nice all the time. It's not. Angels don't live in hell. So if you want me to act like an angel, you need to act like one. Okay? Both of us, men and women, have masculine and feminine traits. So sometimes I may have to be a little masculine to get some shit done. But the feminine can get shit done too. Okay? And when I'm dealing with a man, I'm even more of a woman. When I'm dealing with a real man, because guess what? When that man at my job, honey, I ain't never wanted to give somebody some pussy so much. When he acted like a man about the situation. Okay? And understood where I was coming from and admitted he was wrong and was willing to hear me out. Honey, our bodies We naturally, that's what I'm saying, you will naturally, and I don't really believe in submission from a woman to a man and all of that bullshit. I believe submission, it should be equally distributed, because it's too much of this, yeah, you gonna submit to me and I'm gonna still cheat and do what I want. See, a lot of niggas is doing that, and that ain't what you should do. I believe in being in partnership, and we both are equals. I do. There has to be a level of maturity, vulnerability from both people for it to work. Not just one. But yeah, that same man, and I'm going to tell you the type of woman he was with before me. He was with a real aggressive woman that, guess what, blows up phones, calls back 10 times. You done already cussed the bitch out. And I remember she did that to me, and I cussed her ass out every time she called. Listen. And she had the nerve to tell the people, she just cussed me out. And bitch, you kept calling. You keep knocking at my door, I'm going to answer. Okay? So, yeah. But yeah, blew up the phone, called 10 times. He told me she would blow up his job phone. Do you know people can get fired like that? He also told me that her new dude that she's with, she gets in between his relationships with his children, because she wants that man's whole life to be centered around her. Narcissist. A narcissist that's over there with another fucking narcissist. That's so wrong. As a woman, you don't get in between a man's relationship with his children. You know your place. You play your position. And you let them children have their father. He's not just your man, bitch. He's somebody's father. Okay? He has lots of different roles to play. But that man, he allows that because he's chaotic, dramatic, immature. When you allow that type of behavior, that's because you have it within you. You have it within you. So that's what that man wanted from me. He wanted me to blow up his phone. He wanted me to beg him to never leave me, and I can't do it without you. I'm not going to tell you no lies. Okay, we can't do it without you. We didn't need you before you got here. It was shit coming down the pipe. But a real man leaves a relationship a certain way. He ain't going to try to break into your email. He ain't going to try to break into your Facebook. He ain't going to talk, trash about you to all the people you know and throw you under the bus and try to put you in lowest terms. These men are also very competitive. They are. They will copy your ideas. They don't know how to collaborate, be a part of a team. They see you as a threat. They see you as an enemy, as the opposition. That's how Martell saw Melody. That's why she said in her Telltale Signs lyrics, like, how you treat your wife like your enemy. That's what they do. That's what they do. They'll snake you. They'll marry you. Put all these kids up in you. No loyalty. Won't have your back. Will take up for the side chick over you. Martell wanted Melody to treat him like a man, but he never acted like one. So she will never give him that. Women, we can't give you something that you are not a representation of. But when that man acted the way he did at that job, guess what Miss Robinson wanted to do? Give that man a pussy sandwich, honey. Look, baby, come on round here. We got it nice and hot for you, okay? Got it nice and hot. And that other girl, guess what I wanted to do? Guess what I wanted to do to the other girl? Slap the shit out of her. Yep. We wanted to slap her. Because guess what? That man that's a male. He's not a man. He's a M-A-L-E, acting like a woman. And they hate it. I done got all types of messages. Stop calling that man. That's still a man. Why is he doing all the Why is he doing all the shit that he's doing? He just hurt. How the fuck are you hurt? Okay, you betrayed me. You did me wrong. You getting revenge on me for some shit you did to me. Why you so mad? And then I had an issue with another woman. Y'all just don't know the half. Because you would not get in them comments defending that man. Or male or feminine. Whatever the fuck you want to call it. Because that's not manhood. And I told y'all, I done broke up with people and we didn't sabotage each other. My first love is married with 3 children. We're still cool. I have another ex. He got children. I don't think he's married anymore, but we still cool. It ain't nothing but love. I'm like Heavy D. I ain't got nothing but love for people. All this, I need to sabotage you. All that I need to sabotage you shit, that comes from insecurity, low self-esteem, and you don't know how to get it out the mud for yourself, so you figure you try to act like a fucking football player, okay, and tackle a motherfucker to the ground and try to sabotage them from becoming their best self. And as long as you have people like this man I'm talking about, or male or feminine, whatever the fuck you want to call it, as long as you have people like that in your life, you will never be the best you can be. I never got ahead with this person. I never progressed on the level that I was supposed to. These people block blessings and opportunities. I'm telling you, so much bad shit would happen to me being with this demonic demon. I couldn't get all my blessings. And I was working hard for them, you guys. That's what's so sad. But once I got that demonic spirit up out my life, and God spoke to me and said, this ain't supposed to be so hard. It's not hard to love people that you love. It's not hard to love a man that's on your level, that's your equal. This type of shit happens when you're up here and they're way down there in the gutter, and you know them by their fruit, by the things that they do. Okay? I'm not out here copying folks' emails. I don't need to. I have pride within myself. But this is a copy and paste queen. This is a monitoring spirit sitting up here listening to all your hopes, your dreams, your ambitions, your next moves, so they can copy them and take the credit and put you down and lift themselves up. That's what these people do. But, yeah, it's, but when a woman is talking to another man, a real man, she's going to naturally listen to what that man has to say because she admires him. We have to admire you. We gotta respect you. We don't respect you. It's like, what? Listening to a brick wall. You could be yelling and screaming, you're a brick wall. We don't hear you. A real man provides clarity, not confusion. He's not going to be ambiguous about how he feels. He's going to let everybody know, that's my baby, I love you. You are this to me. You are everything to me. And I'm never going to put another woman before you. These males, these feminine males, they lack loyalty. Okay? They're only as loyal as their opportunities. They're only going to be loyal to the women that's allowing them to put them in a burning house. If she's willing to bow down and acquiesce and be a sacrificial lamb and subjugate her needs, wants, and feelings for me, then I may have some loyalty to her. And we as women have all felt that because we've been with men that wanted us to overly sacrifice ourselves for them, bend ourselves into a pretzel for them. And meanwhile, they won't even lift a finger for us. See, these type of relationships and marriages, they're not equal. Look at Marceau and Latifah. And Latifah loved getting her ass down to the reunion, telling the people, yeah, but we've been married for 15 years. That the amount of years don't mean that your marriage is successful. You don't have a marriage that's based on a partnership amongst equals. This motherfucker is up here and you're way down here. But the way you sleep at night and what you tell yourself is, oh, I'm just letting him be the man, and then I'm just letting him, and then you'll cry later on that you're not getting your wants, feelings, needs, and emotions met. He's not spending time with you. See, these women, they always sacrifice themselves for these men. And then they will get on you. Well, you ain't got no man, and you, bitch, that ain't no read. Ain't no I could be with whoever. I choose to be single. I'm at peace. You know? I'm at peace. I would rather be by myself than in the wrong relationship. I would rather. But, yeah. That's what's going on in the world. Our men are not men anymore. They're telling you, you too masculine. You always got an attitude. You don't know how to smile. Y'all have to set up the tone and the environment for a woman to smile. And quit dictating, quit feeling so entitled due to proximity. The lady does not owe you a smile. Yeah, but you should be, I had some stupid motherfucker telling me, you should be happy all the time. That doesn't even sound right. I'm a human being. And real men see women as human beings. Not, well, she a woman and I gotta put this bitch in her place and I gotta snake her and embarrass her and I gotta get back at her for what she did to another woman. Why are you in women's shit, bitch? Okay? When I tell you went through all of that, stay out of women's stuff. Yeah, but as a man, I can have an opinion. And yes, you can have an opinion with shit that has to do with you. If something goes down with two women and you feel the need to get back at one woman, I'm going to tell you why they do this. Because they don't like your strength. They have to discredit you. They have to annihilate you. They have to try to destroy you. How dare you, bitch, feel so confident and good about yourself? I have to cut you down to size. They cater to the weak because they are weak. And a man that's with a weak woman, his ass is weak. They do the same shit. They the same bitch. Shout out to Tammy Roman. You still the same bitch. That's what she said to Evelyn. So that's what this shit is, you guys. And it's going over so many people's heads. But a man needs a man to show him how to be a man. And if the father is not there, he needs the next motherfucking nigga with the best capabilities to do the job. Because as a woman, it's going to be some shit you can't teach him. Well, they're just socialized. Yeah, okay. They are socialized. But they also have a fucking choice. Because there will come a time where whether your father was in your life or not, you got to choose the type of man you want to be. Well, they're just going to end up in the patriarchy of it, and it ain't even about all of that. Some of y'all are way too focused on that. But that's just how it is, and no. It's not just how it is. All this shit is a choice. It is a choice. And too many women feel like, well, that's my son. I'm going to teach him how I'm a man, and I'll do this, and you can only do so much, sis. Find somebody positive, somebody that he can look up to. He needs it. He needs it. Why do you think Will Smith slapped Chris Rock? Why do you think he did that? He did it for Jada. No, he grew up watching his father. He said he loved and admired his father so much. He respected his father down. His father was a hustler. He was ambitious. He taught him so many things about being a man. But all that shit went out the motherfucking window when Will Smith saw his father putting his hands on his mother. See, he lost respect when the father lost fucking control. Sitting up here beating on somebody so you can look like the big man. Because it's not about love, it's about control. It's not about connection, it's about control. And I need people to fear me. That's why some of these men out here, so goddamn feminine, they're killing women. What did he tell him in Friday? You kids today, you quick to pick up a gun. Afraid to take an ass whooping. Let me just get all up in my feelings and ruin my fucking life for 10 minutes. For 15 minutes. And your fucking life is gone because you got to prove a point. You got to prove that you top dog in a situation. How you gonna win when you ain't right within? What Lauryn Hill say, come again. You're not going to win like that. You're going to lose. You're going to lose on the front end and on the back end. I'm playing to win. That's why I don't be arguing with everybody. Everything is not a conversation. Yeah, but that person is a coworker. I don't give a fuck who you are. If you don't speak my language, you won't be speaking to me. And I don't give a fuck what I pay in rent. That ain't no representation of who the fuck I am. Some of y'all just see yourselves as whatever is in your bank account. That's not who you are. You less than because you don't have that much money. Okay? You don't deserve respect, love, peace, and kindness. I remember a long time ago, I was having a disagreement with some stupid bitch. Oh, well, You should just move to a different environment. Then you should pay more to have peace and kindness and all the good shit in this life. No, I deserve it. I'm good enough right motherfucking now. I don't need to be rich. I don't have shit to prove. I'm good enough right now. I deserve love, peace, okay? Clarity. When I sleep at night, I deserve it all. I don't need to be paying $5,000 a month. Okay? Well, yeah, you just gotta make more money. You gotta get your money up, and then I'll take you. I don't need to prove shit to you. Who the fuck are you? You, what Pac say in Juice, and you less of a man than me. Need to prove shit to you. Don't y'all notice this? It be the weakest motherfuckers thinking that you need to prove something to them. You can't even stand on your motherfucking own. Okay, so let me get back to Cheyenne. This is really long. Just like a woman who doesn't have a father in the home. We talking about daddy issues. How does she learn that? When a man covers you, that's also a part of him guiding you and sometimes telling you what is okay and what's not okay. Women who have never had a father in the home, they deem men who are covering them as being controlling. But the men are controlling. Some of them are, because if you are trying to keep people, like Nelly and Ashanti, for instance, why y'all think Nelly don't want to live in New York with Ashanti, but want her to be in St. Louis? Well, I told her before we got married, before we even had the baby, I'm not living. Why you can't compromise? Remember, I told you, you got a good man when he's humility, when he is a representation of humility, when he is a representation of kindness, loyalty, and compromise. Because it's not all about you. But these niggas of today, narcissists, it's all about me, what I want, and I'm the man, and yeah, and I'll change a diaper once the nigga get about 10, and it's too late then. Why you just can't be humble? I'm a rich motherfucker. You're not even popular like that, nigga. I don't care how much money you got. Change your baby's diapers. Yeah, you the woman. That's woman's word. She ain't make that baby by herself. Look at the mentality, though. And a lot of people think it's okay because he has money. But it's very selfish and it's very narcissistic. Look at how Diddy did with his money. They get money and power and get even more abusive. And that's who they chose to be. It's not just about how you are socialized. You can choose to be socialized that way, or you could choose not to. It's up to you. But a man covering you and saying this is not healthy for the collective, or if you were that child. I'm trying to read the transcript. Now, a man saying to a woman, babe, put some clothes on, like she got her ass out, her titties out, and you going out to a club. Yes, you want to feel sexy, but if a man's saying, well, babe, I think this is a better choice. Well, he trying to control how she dress. No, he doesn't want anything to happen to you. And nobody is saying that you deserve for something to happen to you. Nobody's saying that. But if a man is saying, babe, I think it'd just be best if you kind of cover up and put this shawl on around you. You don't have to change your outfit. I think that's a better way. It's all about tone and approach. But you need to take that shit off. You my woman. A lot of them want to, keep you in a prison. Yeah, I don't want you talking to your mama. Your sister, she ain't no good either. Meanwhile, they got their family. Okay? And some men will do this. They'll play this game. Oh, she ain't got her mother, brother, sister. She ain't got nobody. Okay, I'm going to really dog this bitch, and I'll leave her alone on the holidays. Yeah, I'll leave her alone. And you know why they do that? Because they feel like, well, she ain't got nobody, and I can further manipulate her abandonment wound, and I'll be the next motherfucker in line to abandon her. That's not what a man does. A man will say, you know what? My baby ain't got her mother. She ain't got her auntie. Get dressed, babe. We're going to go to Big Mama's house for Thanksgiving. And you don't have to feel alone. You don't have to feel abandoned. I am your family, and I will never leave your side, and you'll never have to spend the holidays alone. But there are men, they will come into your life, and they will see where you are lacking. And not having mother, sister, brother, cousin, that's not really lacking. That's really on some strong spiritual shit. Because some people are so fucking codependent, they can't be by themselves. They can't. They always need somebody, which always ends up being the wrong company. Okay? So a lot of times, if you're a strong woman and they see that, oh, let me make this bitch really prove how strong she is. Okay? So they'll do that too. But a real man would be like, oh, my babe ain't got her mother in her life, her auntie, or this person, that person. She had to kind of start over. She'll never feel alone. Because we go be there for her. That's if she wants us. Because some people, hell, like me, I don't mind spending holidays by myself. Or, I love my alone time. But I noticed through the years, there will be certain niggas that was, threatened by that. Oh, I don't like that. I want her to beg me to spend time with her. There won't be no begging up over here. Okay? You gotta pay attention to the wolf that you're dealing with. A wolf that wants you to beg for quality time. a wolf that wants you to beg to, never leave them. They don't want you to leave them and, all of that. No, that's not love. That's not cooperation. That's not compromise. When you really love somebody, you want to spend time with them. You don't want them to feel alone and isolated in the world. You're not going to treat them like that. Well, that person, they must not love you. No, it ain't about them loving you. And I think a lot of us, we play this game where, well, that person, they just didn't like you. Or they just weren't into you. No, you wasn't going to be playing them stupid ass games that they are playing. Because you ain't set up like that. You're not set up to be a motherfucking snake. That's why you can't be with the snake games. That's why you can't be around certain people for long amounts of time. Okay? Fake people can be around other fake people. They can procreate, get married, get divorced, still be all up in each other's business. No boundaries. Because they are two of the same. They are a representation of the same coin. Two sides of the same coin. Nene got to talking about how nobody can feel Greg's shoes. Yeah, Greg was a masculine man, and Greg had a way of advising Nene and calming her down. I don't know who she with, this Yoni guy. I don't think he's any good. The first red flag for me is you constantly have to break up with him, Nene. That's a red flag that you shouldn't be with somebody because the relationship is not stable and it's not growing. You're just comfortable with that person. She clung to Yoni because Greg died. And she needed something or somebody to distract her. And I never felt like Nene properly grieved Greg passing, right? So yeah, she needs to be in therapy and she needs to be away from this Yoni guy. Because if you got to keep breaking up with somebody, I done been there. It's not healthy and you're going to pay for it in the long run. And it's showing you that you guys are really not compatible spiritually. Because you wouldn't have to constantly break up. Now, if y'all both admit, hey, we just need some time. Or, I got some family stuff going on. Like, if it's a compromise type of situation, that's different. But, yeah, I don't think that man is good for her. Because even when she was on this interview, if you notice, she was, like, acting like she's by herself. Then when she was on Cynthia's podcast, it's, oh, I'm with him and he's in the room, but on here, it's, I'm single. Then when she talked to Carlos, when he was on her show, yeah, I'm single. And Carlos even told her, you gonna have to let that man go for you to get your person. You have to make room for that person. Because now you have settled on somebody just because you're comfortable with them, just because they are familiar. And that is not a good reason to keep somebody in your life. And something tells me that man is not Greg's equal. Alright, you guys, that's all I have to say about that. I will actually be doing a part 2 of this because this is such a real conversation. So I will check you guys out in the next video.